Well, welcome back, Listen, check this out, man. Listen. I need y'all to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, but hit that subscribe button. Did I mention hit the subscribe button? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hit the subscribe button because I need y'all and you need basketball and I'm going to give it to you. Right now, today, we're going to talk about the NBA's Golden State Warriors. Happens to be my favorite team. Yeah, I know I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I still like the team Brooklyn Nets. Okay? It's my team. KD's my boy. I like KD. I never met him. I don't want to make it look like that. But it's like this here, man. Listen, he's one of my favorite players, man. Enough respect to him and his talent and his effort on the court. I kind of like it. I like when he was with Golden State. Took home those 2 finals MVPs. Well deserved, I might add. And we thank you for your services. But out west, it's going to be the Golden State Warriors. I actually like them. I like the way Steph Curry and Klay Thompson play ball. I know Klay Thompson's been out for about 2 years now due to injury. Or injuries, I should say. And so, shout out to Klay. I hope he's watching this and he's going to get better and come back with a vengeance and do what he does best, But for right now, we got to deal with who's here. And I want to, I like what I'm seeing with the Golden State Warriors roster. I like the fact that Steph Curry obviously is still there. I like the Draymond Green, even though he's not as productive as he once was on the team. He's still playing that solid defense, but just as importantly, he's a mentor to a lot of the young guys there. He defensively, his IQ is just off the charts, and we need that because if you remember in the years that we were doing really well, we were number 1 in defense and offense, and a lot of that is a testament to his ability and willingness to go ahead and mix it up. Even at the guy barely stands 6'6", 6'7", 6'5", whatever it is. But he's got the base and he knows how to use it. And when I say base, I'm talking about legs and down low and strength and know-how and he's cunning and he knows how to get it done. The only thing that I have to say is that I would like him to tone down the rhetoric with the referees. You don't need to do all of that because I mentioned as it relates to Luka Doncic in another video. Check that out when I talked about the Mavericks. The one thing that him and Luka has in common, I just think that they argue with the referees too much. I don't think that it's necessary, and the reason why I say that is quite simple. I mentioned it in the other video. Listen, man, when I've been watching the NBA for, this is going to be 31, 32 years now. And not one time have I seen a player go up and talk to a referee any kind of way, and he said, well, you know what? God darn it, I missed that call. All right, reverse the call. It just doesn't happen, man. So when you, Draymond, I'm talking to and talking about, when you behave a certain way, all you do is aggravate the referee, who, by the way, is a human being. And so you might want to refrain from that type of behavior as much as possible. Now, I know sometimes in the heat of the battle, you may get heated or whatever because you're competitive, and I wouldn't want to tone that down all the way. But at the same time, there's a fine line that you got to walk so that you're not hurting your team. Again, I know you know this now because the game isn't going on. If you really want to impress me, when things are hot and really heavy going and you winning or you losing or you trying to win or whatever, you fighting, not literally. I'm talking about figuratively in a game and things don't go the way you think it should go. Try to maintain your cool, man. Because you don't want to hurt your team. I know that you don't want to do that. Okay, so I like the fact that we still have Draymond. I like that we went back and got Andre Iguodala back. The dude's still got some spring in his legs. But more importantly, he's just another veteran that's gonna help the younger crew get acclimated to the life that is the NBA. And again, I think that certain things are priceless, and his presence along with Draymond Green's that's just an example of those things that are priceless. You can't, when you got these championships, that's where these young guys are trying to get. And so they'll be more inclined to listen to you and some of the things that you're trying to show them. I like the fact that we did very well in the preseason this year. I'm not sure if we were 5-0 or 4-0. I'm not sure. Didn't bother to check that because I saw what I wanted to see, and after that I tuned out till the games matter, and we are on the eve of that. That's going to be Tuesday, 2 days from now, and so I like the fact that we got this kid Jonathan Kuminga. They're gonna play him at power forward. He's long, 6'7", agile, defensive minded. I think that's gonna be a plus. I'm high on this team. I like Moses Moody, 6'5" shooting guard. He's a rookie, as is Kuminga. But again, it looks like they are listening. I like the fact that, the organization, talking about the Warriors organization, obviously, in years past, I've kind of, even though I'm a Warrior fan, I've kind of got soured on management to a certain degree because they don't go out and get anybody. And then when I really sit back and think about it, I say, well, you know what? Steph Curry is homegrown. Draymond Green, homegrown. Klay Thompson, homegrown. I think they know what they're doing as far as the development process. They know what they're doing. And so I really believe, as I mentioned, with Draymond Green and Andre Iguodala there, along with Steph Curry, obviously, these kids that we drafted and the other players that we drafted in previous years or signed in previous years that are young, they're in good hands. They are in good hands. And, I like this kid, Moses Moody. Very active. But the proof is in the pudding. You look at Jordan Poole, who we drafted, I believe, I want to say two, possibly 3 years ago. I believe it was 2 years ago. When you look at what he's been able to accomplish as far as what he did in the playoffs last year, I'm sorry, not the playoffs, the regular season last year, and the leap that he's made, which he's shown in the preseason, and I get it. It's just the preseason. But you know what? In the preseason, the basket is still 10 feet off the ground. The floor is still made of wood, and people are still trying to stop you. And for this guy to help lead the charge, along with Steph Curry, obviously, and compile the record that they did, is a testament to the fact that, again, another homegrown person is growing, is getting better, is adding different parts of his game, is getting to be more consistent in his game, which is ultimately helping the Golden State Warriors. And so maybe they do know what they're doing. Now, to be honest with you, they just wasn't doing it fast enough for me. Because other than KD, we haven't added anybody. Really. We do now also have, I was just talking about Jordan Poole, now we're talking about Otto Porter Jr. Again, not a household name unless you follow basketball like that. Before he was with, I remember he was with Washington. And he wasn't a big, he did little things there, a couple of things, But for the most part, I believe he's going to be a solid addition to our team. Andrew Wiggins. I'll be honest with you. I ain't too fussy about his lackadaisical attitude in the past. His non-aggressive nature in the past. I really wasn't too fussy about it. I really wasn't. I just wasn't. After watching 2, possibly 3 preseason games and some of the games late last year, he kind of swayed me. He kind of won me over. I had to realize that not everybody wears the emotions on their sleeves. And it's okay. But I needed to see that aggressiveness that is the reason I started and continue to watch basketball. I need to see that. And maybe it's because I'm taking a closer look, but I'm beginning to see it now with him. And I appreciate it. Just that simple. So he's a solid defender. He can score. He had his best statistical year, last season for us. Not only for us, but in his career, really. And so that, again, you got to figure, you got to give credit where credit is due. And again, I believe our team development, meaning the coaches and everybody else that has anything to do with the product that they put out on the floor, they're doing a great job. They're doing a great job. Okay, so I have to face that. Next guy up, James Wiseman. Now, I like this guy from the beginning. I really wish he didn't get hurt. But he got hurt. Okay, so now we'll see, hopefully, if he's back to 100%, where he is in terms of his overall progress. Again, we'll have to take it slow with him because, again, I just mentioned he's been injured. I like him because he's active. I think his most attractive quality is the fact that he seems very, very, very willing to listen. The fact that he's willing to do that enables the likelihood of him learning. And that's priceless. In today's game, where, as I mentioned in the previous video, every NBA player has an ego, and not many of them know when to turn that ego off and just listen and learn. I'm impressed by the fact that that young man is, Draymond Green has seen something in him to the point where he's taken him under his wings to teach him about the center position and how to play it. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. And so, hopefully, he will continue to make the strides that I foresee for him. I mean, anytime a 7-footer could pull a three like that confidently, that's a dangerous man. I mean, you're talking Anthony Davis type thing. Now, don't get me wrong. He's not as talented as Anthony Davis was when Anthony Davis came into the league. But then again, not many people are or were. Okay? So, we're not comparing him to Anthony Davis, but I'm saying potentially he might end up to be just as deadly as Anthony Davis. Okay? Unfortunately, we can't really make a definitive decision on that because we have to wait for time. And he's also been injured. So we got to see how the young man comes back from that injury. Last but not least, Steph Curry. Routinely called the greatest shooter that has ever played basketball. I'll say this. He is the greatest all-around shooter I've ever seen. Now, the reason why I throw in that word all around, because for me, there's a lot of great shooters. Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, Kyle Korver, Rex Chapman, back in the day, Craig Hodges, John Paxson, Steve Kerr. The reason why I use that word all around, not one of the people that I just mentioned was able ever to pull up off the dribble from distance with the accuracy of Steph Curry. There will be no debate about that. Period. I'm not going to drop the mic because I paid for it. But this is one of those drop the mic comments. He is the greatest I've ever seen. Take my word for it. You could take any NBA player who's played against him, played with him, played before him. I'll tell you the same thing. And a person once told me, 100 people don't tell the same lie. Gotta be true. And so, and I'll be honest with you, at 32, I really, actually he's 33, I'm sorry. At 33, I thought that he would be past his prime somewhat because, again, the great Isaiah Thomas retired, I believe he was 32, from an Achilles injury. Back then, the science wasn't as advanced as it is now, obviously, so he elected to retire. This guy is special, man. He's special. As great as Dame is, and I'll talk about him in another video, Steph Curry holds a lot of records, and it's a reason. But again, what I admire most about him also is his humility. He seems to be a regular, everyday guy. Seems to be very encouraging, team player. The one thing that I don't like sometimes is he tends to turn the ball over lackadaisically, at least it appears that way. I don't know what else to say about him. He's one of the best players that I've ever seen. He gives you those wow moments darn near every single game. Like, you know that wow moment I'm talking about? That moment where you say, no, he's not going to shoot that. What? He made it? He does that damn near every game. I mean, a shooter in my lifetime has never had the handles this guy has. Forget the shooting off the dribble. They have never, Ray Allen don't have a handle like that. Craig Hodges don't have a handle like that. Steve Kerr didn't have a handle like that. Reggie Miller didn't have a handle like that. I didn't mention him before, but I'll mention Glenn Rice never had a handle like that. Okay? So, and the people that had handles never had a shot like that. People like Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson, who could score, who could shoot. Not like Steph. He will tell you that. Okay? Who else can I say? The Kenny Anderson from the New Jersey Nets back then. Handle for days. Not like that. Totally different. Isaiah Thomas. Handles out the gate. Not like that. Had handles like that, but not a shot like that. That's what I'm talking about. These guys has handles, but not a shot. Kyrie Irving. Handles. Can and did hit big shots. Ain't got the range that Steph got. Steph pulls up from half court like it ain't nothing. Doesn't lose his form. The kid is strong. But what I like about him, he's not only strong as far as shooting the three, he's strong up here where it matters. I like that. You know, he's a team player, which is why he allowed KD to come in and basically you be the go-to guy. I think we pretty much already saw what happens when, statistically that is, when KD is not there. And unfortunately, Clay wasn't there. And by the way, Steph Curry saw it also, and that's why he felt the need to drop 32 points a game, winning the scoring title last year. The dude is real. Did it all kind of ways. His ability to finish rivals that of Kyrie Irving. It just don't make no kind of sense that the best shooter that I've ever seen with handles and his ability to finish is uncanny. And to make it all, to end it all, he's a team player. He's a team player. And when you have that, that's why you have 3 championships. 3 championships. And so, yeah, I really believe that they're going to finish in the top 4. I know many people are going to say, what the hell are you talking about? He got to go up against LeBron. Well, look at my video about the Lakers and you'll see why I say that. All right? Look at all the other videos. Look at all of the videos. Be sure you hit the like and subscribe, and you continue getting videos. Each time I put up a new one, it'll be based on some opinion that I have, based on what I've seen, or the results I've seen, and you'll get an instant notification. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button. And if you feel like having a debate about it or discussion about it, drop a note in the comment section. That's all you gotta do. But to do that, I would advise that you subscribe so we can keep this conversation going. Because you might be right. You might be able to say something that I disagree with or I agree with. You might say something that, damn, woke me up. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Let's start talking. Anyway, I'm out. Y'all already know I said the Warriors are going to finish between 1 and 4. Yes, I said 1. Because I really believe that they're going to be that good because they have weapons. And listen, if Clay comes back in January, does anybody think that the Warriors really don't have a chance? I want to see who that person is. Warriors, people don't want to play the Warriors because that experience, that shooting, that defense that I believe will be there, it's going to be a problem. Anyway, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let's talk NBA. Until then, have a good one.